Do you find that a lot of folks who identify as having the wound of codependency, that they're constantly berating themselves, saying, why? Why am I addicted to the same freaking relationships, the same cycles over and over? Like, the resentment's not just with one person, the resentment's with, like, a lot of people in my life. The chaos is with a lot of people in my life. Like, this is getting to feel hella overwhelming, because at some point, we have to start acknowledging that there is at least part of our behavior that is standing as the common denominator here, right? And that's where the shame starts kicking in, and that's where the feeling of overwhelm starts coming in. And we either choose the healthy route of saying, like, you know what, I'm gonna ask for help, or we settle deeper into the shame spiral and continue to take it out on those around us and ourselves, thus deepening the wound. So if you're here watching this video, I hope that you've chosen the other route, and the fact that you have probably suggests that you're trying to take the higher road, the road of less overwhelm. So step one, please do ground yourself more often in life in general. That's a big a big step to, honestly, like, getting more in touch with your own needs, which in turn then helps to fuel your healing road and makes you less dependent on other people, because you're moving at a pace where you can actually get in touch with yourself. Moving at fast paces, feeling constant chaos in relationships, those are actually one and the same. They are part of the same cyclone of addictive emotional cycles. So you can feel this across the board, as you may already experience in your actual life. I felt this a lot in friendships. I felt this a lot in certain partnerships I kept. I felt this a lot even, with my family, certain family members. I would feel like if I was in an argument with one of those people, or some kind of disagreement, someplace where we just were not seeing the same point of view, whatever, version of reality, whatever, it felt terrifying. It felt like the whole ground just sank away, and there was no time to sit in the feeling. It was just about, oh my god, fix it. We have to talk now. I have to be knocking on your door to try to solve the problem. We have to be texting each other to try to solve the problem and to show that I care. And if I'm not constantly, like, shoving my presence in your face, then it must mean that I don't care about you, and if they're not doing the same to me, they don't care about me. Relationships don't need to feel that way. In fact, I would highly recommend not keeping relationships that do feel that way, or at least taking a step back from them, because slowing down is always, across the board, my recommendation for folks who suffer from whatever you want to call this, the wound of codependency. I'm not a huge stickler for that label. I think it's ironically like a label that encourages more codependency. But if you tend to put your reading of other people's needs ahead of your own ability to turn inwards and take a stand for your own needs, we're on the same page. We know who we're talking to. So, why are we addicted to this kind of chaos? Like, reasonably, why? Why would we keep doing things that hurt us? Because it feels good, guys. And I don't mean that in a, like, shamey, blamey, you're being a big baby victim way. No, this is in, like, a very wise, loving way that I mean to say trauma bonds, chaotic bonds, codependent bonds, all of this stuff is foundationally an attempt for one human being, and oftentimes both human beings in the dynamic, trying to find some semblance of familiarity, safety, and trust in the world in the only way where they knew how to get that. It doesn't always mean we're automatically doing what's good for us straight away. Sometimes we have to learn how to feel that out. So, If we grew up in a place where arguments got escalated and heated quickly, this is a random example, but it's an example that a lot of folks with this same wound probably experienced in childhood. If you grew up in a place with chaos, where first of all, where feelings got labeled as bad, where they were explosive, loud, they intruded on your life, you felt them with your whole body, they were thrown at you, there was no permission, boundaries were crossed all the time, people's needs were totally neglected, people's boundaries got stepped on left, right, and center, and then everyone was either withholding love or exploding. This, when you were a tiny child, this is what you felt relationships to be. And it's not just what you witnessed. It's not just, oh, I'm watching this person go from 0 to 100 in this amount of time. It's so much more than even body behavior and witnessing this stuff in other people. It's a felt experience of life being this way. Something called the felt sense is something that I did not make up. Eugene Glendlin, I believe I said his name right, but he created focusing meditation and this idea of the felt sense. The felt sense is inherent to life. It's what everything feels like. A tree has its own felt sense, different from every other tree in the world. You, as the human soul, have a felt sense. I have my own. The ring light in front of this camera has a felt sense, just like a quality of its being that we can describe with a whole bunch of different adjectives. Your experience of other people's emotions also has felt sense adjectives that we can apply to it. It's just a feeling, like a quality of a space, of a dynamic, all of this stuff combined. And we're addicted to that because that's what we had first. When we didn't have the fully developed rational part of our mind protecting us, we just get addicted to whatever is supplied first in our experience of planet Earth. Just feels right, feels like home, feels similar to mama's womb. This is your first experience of the planet. And so your body and your brain assumes this must be what's right for me. I must keep finding this. In a larger karmic sense, in a spiritual sense, in that kind of super objective sense of the world in general, you will keep experiencing your wounds in this karma-ish way until you're ready to heal them. So some larger force will keep supplying you with the same scenarios, the same felt sense of life, the same chaos, same drama, same dynamics, until you finally say, I am up to here with this bullshit, and I want to experience something different. I want to start healing. So, this is ultimately why. It's for safety. You're not crazy. You're not just some broken, codependent person. You're doing everything you should have ever done, and you're doing it perfectly right because you're just trying to get back to that feeling of safety. So it's all about finding what new things will actually signal safety to you. For me, it's a lot of stuff. Literally, soft things signal safety to me. The color blue signals safety to me. So I've made my surroundings blue. Other things. There are certain YouTube videos where if I'm really knowing that I'm going to be in a more uppity kind of emotional space, I'm going to have that YouTube video on. I'm going to visualize in myself a forest, and I place the forest way down here in my lower belly, in my pelvis, right near the root chakra if you're into Hinduism. This is the stuff I do for myself. This isn't prescriptive to you, but it's ideas. So, with my clients, I take them on a really detailed journey of what means safety to them. It's going to be such intricate, idiosyncratic little things all about their individual life. This is why it's hard to prescribe people any one like recipe for healing. How to get over codependency. I do not believe in the 12-step method because it's just not personal enough. We need to hear individuals. And then from there, once they feel like they're in a trusting, safe place where you can be open with the other person in front of you, then we can talk about how to create safety for you and your world. So we gotta bring that feeling of safety out with us. And this is how relationship chaos slowly dies down and we can go slower in life. We can feel like if a disagreement comes up, we can take our time figuring it out. You can actually say to your partner, you know what, I need 3 days just to myself. It's not withholding love, it's just actually taking healthy space. Inner parenting. When the inner child is screaming out, making us act really emotional, we have to be able to ask for what we need and actually get it delivered. It's all about living a slower life, being there for your emotions, and getting in tune with what your pace of life actually is, rather than going from this urgency brain where everything's an emergency, everything is drama, everything's chaos, and people are constantly demanding things of me. That may have been the chaos you once experienced. But if you are feeling sick of it, it is fully possible to access more peace very, very quickly. It's about delivering it to yourself consistently. Where's your safety consistently? Always keep the little nuggets of your safety close to you. It's important. And you know what I heard a saying a few days ago? Completely no idea who said it. But as adults, we actually need more active comfort, more comfort objects than any kid out there, because kids have this little element of, that ignorance is bliss, where they don't have responsibilities, extra stresses, that full awareness of what other people are going through. So as adults, we're thinking about our own inner worlds plus so much more. So we actually need like 30 times the comfort of what the average child needs. So be extra nice to yourself as an adult and to the other adults around you. It's an eye-opening way to reconsider how much compassion is actually needed for people, for them to just start feeling safe with one another and actually start to express themselves in a healthy way, rather than a way where everyone's, unmet needs are just getting vomited all over the place and it's just a big sorry shit show. Excuse my language. But this is hopefully a more compassionate explanation as to why you are seeking what you're seeking. It's not because you're crazy, it's because you want safety. And that is a roadmap back to you. I think that's slowly becoming my slogan. Everything you wish was different about your life, you can learn to supply for yourself. It does take guidance, in my opinion. We all need at least a little bit of guidance on our healing journeys. So, on that note, if you would like that, I'm going to put the link to my website. It's got a whole lot more about my program and what I do for people. I coach about this unmet needs wound. So the website link will be down there. You can click any of the book a call buttons and you can get on Zoom with me and we can talk about your particular situation and how I can help you. If you would like to subscribe, I'll be making these videos. This will be another collection of resources for you. And my Instagram is also a place that I'm pretty super active on. So if you folks have any recommendations for topics for me to handle, questions for me in general, stick them down below. I would be so happy to consider very specific topics for you guys so I can help you out in the best possible way. Thanks for watching. I will see you very shortly, next week I would think.